Alrighty,
Join.
hello everybody, and welcome back to Jay's One Key event for the Great Escape. We are continuing on our round of 32 matches. We are going to be concluding this round of 32 weekend with our final 3 matches to kick off this mini block we have of just 2 matches. It's going to be Minus versus Never. A pretty close matchup, seed 10 versus seed 23. 2 very solid players going to duke it out for their winners bracket match, and interesting situation happening. Currently, Minus is the only player in the lobby, as you can see, and oh, there is Never. Okay, so I was going to say, initially both these players were not in their lobby, but now they're here, and we can get this underway. As always, I am Arisoni, and I will be riding solo for this match. And here we go. Underway with this match. Starting off with the roles. Never will be winning, so they will be opting for that first pick if they want to go for whatever they feel like. There are plenty of options on the board for them, because there are no protects, nor there are no bans in JOKE4. This is our cool gimmick we have implemented because Jay worked so hard on these pools where it's respectful to keep them all up. They're all custom. But here we go, just going to be waiting for on what Never wants to feel like going for, honestly. Never has shown to be a lot better in that Rice range. I feel, well, we will see a Rice map come out here for Never. As, I mean, Minus and Never are pretty neck and neck on Rice. I don't feel, however, I don't think they'll be dropping down to the speed component. I feel Never will probably just stay focused around the Rice slash maybe LN slash hybrid range as well. They are a pretty well-rounded player, so I can definitely see maybe Rice 1 coming out early. Actually, nope, we are going to be seeing Rice 2 come out. While for Minus, I feel they are pretty well-rounded, honestly. They are a very solid player. They have placed roughly 17th to 19th on almost every all the maps besides the speed map. They placed 12th on the speed map, so something tells me that Minus will definitely focus on the more harder maps that are more physical in this pool. But then again, this is just a bit easier than what was in the qualifiers, so not to say the speed map in this pool is insanely easy to go through, but I feel just based off of the qualifier statistics, it will definitely be a bit more flip-flopped than what we have seen in the past. But here we go, waiting for these players to ready up and just getting these players ready, and here we go. And also, just to point out, Never is one of the many players that arose from the Taiko scene into One Key. We have a plethora of players that came from Taiko and maybe some other game modes, but primarily Taiko to the One Key scene, and Never is one of those players. Alongside Minus, they have been, I don't know if they are a Taiko scene. I think actually they're a more standard-based player, actually. So a standard versus Taiko matchup is going to be very interesting, and right now, out of the opening gateway of this map, Never will pick up an early break here. Minus will have roughly 17,000 points, not 18,000, almost 20,000 points to work with here, especially in a game like One Key. Combo is crucial. You cannot let go of the gas and pick up breaks, as that will 9 times out of 10 be the demise of your score here. So, not off to the best of starts for Never, and especially on their own pick as well, as it's 20,000 points in favor of Minus heading into the final third of the map here. A little more of these bursts, these 1/6 raining down. And even though Minus and Never are very neck and neck in accuracy, roughly 6/10 of a, or 6/100 of a percentage, I should say, of difference. It just came down to that miss from Never, and that seems to be the deal maker here. Unless Minus finds a trade back, and there it is, but Never finds a trade back. And although that did shrink things down to 7,000, now 8,000 points of difference, it will not matter, as Minus will pick up the first break point of this match. And next pick coming out for Minus, they are going to opt for Hybrid 1 here. So gonna go for Geometrical Dominator for this pick here. And honestly, it makes sense. Going off a breakpoint, I would say they have beaten out Never quite a bit in the more in the hybrid range. As a matter of fact, Never has scored significantly low in the hybrid department in the qualifiers. So, good spot for them. Underway with our next pick here. Minus looking to see if they can go up 2-0 in this match early on, and we'll see. And Never actually going to pick up a break here, as Minus is now going to once again balloon this lead now to 35,000 points onto their side here. And Minus will take advantage of these breaks on the side of Never, even though Minus finds a few that won't do much. 20,000 points still in their favor, as Never trades one back now to Minus. And it's now 30,000 points and climbing into Minus's favor. Like I said, breaks mean everything, especially in a key mode like One Key, where combo is probably your most important factor to maps like this. And if it continues on like this, then Minus can safely escape this map with a very strong lead, 37,000 points, and will make things 2-0. And it's now Never's turn to see if they can fire back here. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe Rice 1 will come out here, as Never, like I said, is strong in that Rice department, and Rice 2 was a pretty solid go for them, although they did find some breaks. Rice 1 is a lot easier to play than Rice 2, and yep, there it is. So going to opt for the more ratio-based pick here. Here we go. Empty start has been thrown out and underway. Minus and Never going to duke it out here for Rice 1. Minus looking to bring things to a match point situation, while Never is looking to see if they can at least take their own pick here and avoid the sweep. This map, very easy to get good ratio on, and I feel that will be the factor here. I think these two players are very solid to where they can kind of just avoid the 200s and try to keep those 300s to a minimum. And here we go. About to head into the first major section of this map. Also a very short map as well, just a little shy of 2 minutes. And here come these three note whatever coming out here now. These gallops here. As Minus still in the 99.9 range and Never starting to slip up a bit here, just finding a more plethora of 300s in contrast of Minus. And as the back half is through now, 1/3 of the map left to go. Minus only roughly 3,000 points of favor. That is a miss of difference, but Never starting to pick up some 200s here. As Minus still in the 99.9 spot, but they do fall down from grace here, and now things are looking a bit different. Minus did find a 200, and now these players' accuracies are very closely matched, although Never is just behind a bit on Minus. Minus will slightly edge out the victory here as it is coming down to the final notes. But as these accuracies begin to finalize out, Minus will be taking this point and will be putting things already at a match point situation. Here we go, Minus looking to close things out here. And honestly, out of the picks, it makes the most sense. They placed 12 on the speed here, while Never was 58th on the speed, so in the qualifier stage. So just going off of those statistics, Minus has shown to be more favored in the speed picks, so it's going to be interesting to see how this will go. And apparently this is the only map that Never hasn't played, so, and Never making the opportunity of saying only one finger to single tap the entire thing, but unfortunately they will not go through with it. So just waiting for these players to ready out that we can get this match underway. Potentially the match winning point here for Minus. While for Never, their back is against the walls. They need to take a point if they want to keep their winner's bracket run alive here, while Minus is looking to complete the sweep and move on to the winner's round of 16. And here we go with our speed pick. And this map has a lot of interesting stuff being thrown at you. There's lots of these bursts, lots of these timing switch-ups that could throw off players if they're not careful, especially a player like Never, who, according to them, have not played this map. So I feel that's a bit of a disadvantage, especially with just how much this map changes. And right now, Never is kind of already seeing it here. Lots of these bricks on these more faster bursts, maybe just catching them off guard, maybe not. Maybe just a speed that was a bit too fast for them here. As you can see, the math core really kicking in here. Lots of these different time signatures showing up. Really catching up Never here, but they're managing to kind of get things back to normal here. But they do find a break here, as I do say that, well, Minus has absolutely been running away with this lead. 53,000 points in their favor, 99.83 for them. As this map is fairly long though, only roughly like 3.5 minutes to go in this map, so there is still a lot of time left. And here come these timing switch-ups. Both these players won't be affected by it, and heading into our first break section here, these players can kind of see how they're doing and Never start to maybe realize how their backs are against the wall here, so really going to have to kick things into full gear and prey on the downfall of Minus here. And it could be entirely possible. You'll never know until the map concludes, and we still have plenty of map left to go. Heading into our back half now. Minus still 99.82, while Never 97.2, but they do find a break on these more faster doublets, so going to be a bit of a detrimental factor into their score here, as it's now 76,000 points in favor of Minus here, as there is not much time left here. Time is ticking here, especially with how big the score gap is. That dwindle of opportunity is starting to really close in, unless Minus starts seeing some wear and tear. But so far they haven't picked up anything yet, and they're looking to continue that trend, while Never will pick up more breaks here, especially on the more faster sections here in this back half. So, and Minus will finally break the ice on their side and find a break. A few of them, they will drop down to a 98, but I think it's a bit too close here for things to be switching either way. And Minus absolutely putting up an insane effort here, 98.9, just shy of the 99, and despite Never's best efforts to try and keep themselves in the game here, unfortunately, coming down to the final notes here, it won't be enough, and Minus will be picking up the clean sweep here, make things 4-0, and knock Never into the losers bracket. And once again, congratulations to Minus taking their match 4-0 with the sweep. Commiserations to Never for trying, putting in their all, but unfortunately just not enough. But thankfully, that will not be the end of the line for them. They will have to fight through the rest of their tournament lives in the losers bracket, but for Minus, they will be moving on to the winners round of 16 to verse Era Fion next week in that winners round of 16, which is going to be a fun one here. And you can see Never dropping into the losers bracket here. They will be, they will be versing Zizoyan, I believe, with that. But that will wrap up this match. We will be back in roughly 40 minutes for our second to last match, the last match of Sunday, and it will be Miniegg_23 versus Warp. So we'll be back in roughly 40 minutes for that match. I've been Ariston commentating this match. We will see you all later. Goodbye.